for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. For that. For that.
That Oh, thank you so much. All of that time and the mic was muted. Oh my goodness. I've been talking for like 5 minutes and the mic was muted. Thank you so much, Mandy, for letting me know that the mic was muted. Oh my God. I feel like I got to start all over again. Welcome to the Saint and the Ain't podcast. Listen, the Saint and the Ain't is very interesting because we like to let people know that guess what? God, just like many of you, God ain't through with me yet. That's what it's all about. Listen, it has been a minute and a couple of days. We took Labor Day off, so we were going to beat that on Labor Day. Monday just had some things, could not come on. Tuesday wanted to come on. We're going to talk more about that story. It was an amazing, problematic story. It's a miracle that I got home from my trip to Orlando. But here we are, Wednesday night. So it's been a minute and a couple of days, but here we are. We are live and in color. What have y'all been doing? Listen, there's a lot has been going on in the streets, and we want to talk about it tonight. We want to talk about it. Last night was the debate. My co-host is chiming in, as my grandmama would say, indirectly. He's in the room taking care of something. Just want to let you know he will be in indirectly. But listen, what's been going on? Want to talk a little bit. Here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to give you a show rundown. If you're a sports fan, we got you covered. We're going to talk about all things presidential debate. We're going to talk about that. I didn't see it live. Got a chance to go back and watch it. That was crazy. So we're going to definitely talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about some things that's happening in the music industry. And we're going to talk about some RIPs, man. Some people are leaving here, man. People are going. The older you get, your celebrities, your people that you grew up listening to or watching, guess what? They leave. They go, man. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit, having a little bit of challenge. But listen, let's get started. I want to get started. Talking about this. Who watched the debate? Who watched the debate? Raise your hand if you watched the debate on last night. If you watched it live, if you saw some of the replays, if you saw some of, you just saw it on the news, somebody was tweeting about it, commenting about it. What did you watch? Who won and what was accomplished? Here's why I want to talk about that. Because, listen, these debates are interesting. Because sometimes it's all about who you want to win. Who you want to win. It's all about who you want to win. My co-host is trying to tell me he's on, but I'm trying to tell him his camera's not on. So we got to get him going. It's all about who wins. It's all about who you are voting for. So, I did a little survey in some chat rooms. It is interesting because guess what? Whoever most people was voting for or rooting for in or before the debate, guess what? That's who they thought won. Whoever they hated before the debate, that's who they thought won. That's the way this thing works. It's never really about objectivity. It's really, sometimes it's about who you like coming into the situation. But I will say this. There were some interesting sound bites coming from the debate. And I must say, a lot of the interesting sound bites came from one side. Can you agree with that? Let's just be honest. A lot of the things that made you chuckle, a lot of things that made you say, what did he just say? A lot of things that made you I don't know if I could buy that. Those things came from one side. And that's interesting because one man dropped out of the race already because he had, they said he had some mental situations, right? Cognitively, he wasn't there. Now, it was some things that took place on the debate that kind of make you think, I don't know if this brother is already there. I don't know. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you all think that our former president says some of these things what am I trying to say? Do you think he really means a lot of the things that he say? Do you think he thinks before he acts? Or do you really think he just really gets into these arenas and these spaces and these debates and he just wings it? Whatever, you ever have that uncle that's whatever, comes out. He don't even think about it. It's you don't realize how crazy you sound. You don't think, you don't put any thought into this. You ever seen people that, talk? I speak for a living, so I'm always conscious of the fact that I'm probably being recorded, that I can't just think that somebody's not going to fact check or somebody's not going to maybe read their own Bible. So I just can't get up there and just say everything that I want. There we go. I'm going to ask you that question.
What's the question?
Bean, I said that this presidential debate was interesting because it really doesn't matter. A lot of times in debates, whoever you were going for, that's the person who wins the debate. But I said that what can't be denied is that a lot of interesting things, some would say crazy, irrational things, came out of the mouth of one person. And the question I ask is, do you think that our former president actually thinks about some of the things that he says? Do you think he's doing it for effects, or do you think he just be up there winging it, man? And I'm just going to put it out there, and the people who like me going to believe me, and I don't even think it's going to be fact checked. I'm just going to say it, man. I'm just going to say that people are walking around eating cats and dogs. They're eating up your pets, and I don't think nothing of it. I don't think nobody going to say anything. I think people going to believe that. Do you really think that's how this brother says? Do you think? Some say he don't put any thought into it, man. He just be up there talking.
Well, whether it's thought, no thought, whether it's for shock value or not for shock value, like his followers are so hell bent on believing whatever, even if they have facts of. I'm arguing with somebody right now, a black guy who says he didn't say Haitians, and they've been tweeting about it for all week. But now you don't want to believe that he's talking about the Haitians when the world knows he was talking about Haitian immigrants. It'd be things like that. Once people have their mind made up, like you say, it's nothing that you can say. You could have it written out in stone. Trump could come out and say, I was talking about the Haitians, and they still would say, he wasn't talking about the Haitians.
He wasn't talking about like, all the Haitians.
He wasn't talking about all the Haitians.
About one Haitian.
Yeah, just so like people just have their mind made up, and it's ridiculous. Like the amount of self-hate, like the amount of Haitian people that are still going to support him, the amount of people that look like us that just wants to support him for whatever reason, whether it's money, whether it's propaganda from other countries that have gotten them, like they've like mind washed, like brainwashed them. Anything, it doesn't matter. They are done. They are gone. They are just lost people. Don't even waste your breath. Just focus on the people that's going to vote. And hopefully it's more than 81,000 this time. And hopefully it's 90,000. Hopefully it's 100 million.
Not thousand.
Like 90 million, 100 million. Jesus. Like, thank you, Taylor Swift. Thank you, God. Thank you. Let's go. Let's rally beyond the Beehive and the Swifties. And let's just
boy,
like not even have to worry about these people
and
again.
the Swifties on you. Yeah. Boy, that. When the last time the Beehives and the Swifties were on one accord?
Right.
But listen, let's get some context. So because in Ohio, what was the big thing in Spring Hill, Ohio, a Haitian immigrant had an accident with a young man, I think he was 10 years old, and he died. And of course, anytime an immigrant does anything, that wasn't illegal. What he did was not illegal. It was an accident. They have used that to just say immigration, that's why we can't let these people in our country, blah, blah, blah. They're using that incident to spark this revolt on immigration. Now, here's the catch. If you were following the news today, the father of the 10-year-old boy who died had a whole press conference, and he said, I quote, "I wish a 61-year-old white man would have killed my son." Because if the facts were the same, and if it was a 61-year-old white man, my family wouldn't be on the news right now. In other words, the boy father is saying, I'm not even making it about Haitian immigrants. Stop using my situation as a launching pad for your political stupidity and madness. So again, As you said, if the boy's father does not want to be used in this as a political pawn, why would we be okay with allowing the president to use this situation to help catapult this idea that immigrants are ruining our country? When I said before, if you go to any rich white person's house and find out who's working for them, I guarantee you it's a bunch of immigrants.
If you ever want to get some radical started, you have to say radical things, bro. So it's just going to take right-minded, level-headed people to know what's what, and like, get through it, and always have people fact check. Like, they were like, oh, she lied too. All right, so you're looking at a blatant lie versus when they fact checked her numbers was off a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't 83,000, it was 8,000. Okay, so that's not a lie. That's a little numbers off. That's not a lie. Lying is saying that people are eating cats and dogs, and that's not happening. That's a lie. That's not happening. Or you're just saying millions and millions and millions and millions, and it's like there was about 1,000 people across the border, or 100,000 people across the border, or they say, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you're just making this stuff up. And like I say, I am no longer debating with or arguing with Trump supporters, bro. That's a waste of time.
And I always,
and they can't even tell you why. They can't even tell you why they support him. When you like, oh, you support him because his money, then they feel attacked, and they say, oh, so they can't even explain to you why they're not supporting him. So between the self-hate, between people who just don't, misogynistic people don't want to support a black woman, between the self-hate from black women, I've seen it all, bro. Like, you guys sound ridiculous. Like, just like, you ain't got nothing nice to say, be quiet. Her first question, it was 1,000 posts from black women on the timeline. Answer the question. The hell? Like, seriously, why are we hating on that lady so bad? All of a sudden, now she's not black. She's not black. She's not black. She didn't go to HBCU. She's not an AKA. She's not black. She's married to a white man. She's not black. What makes her not black?
She did everything black up until now.
What makes her not black? She got to defend cooking collard greens. She said she cooked so many collard greens that she would need a bathtub. She should need a bathtub. Everybody, we don't cook collard greens. The lady didn't say she cooked collard greens in the bathtub. She just said that's how many collard greens she cooked. But everybody want to take it out of context. Because why? We don't want to believe. But guess what? When it's too late, and then we're not going to have her, just like when Trump came in and everything was, the rail stopped, then what you going to do then?
Here's what I always say.
What?
Here's what I always say. If they think you're black, you're black. That's one thing. Make
it make sense. He say she black, then he say she not black. They don't need she black no more. What is she? I don't even know. It's so much propaganda from these other countries. What is her race?
When you look up black senators, because they're only a handful. They've only been a handful in the history of the United States of America. When you look up black U.S. senators, is Kamala Harris' name on the list? I'll let you know. Yes. That means, for all case and purposes, she's considered black. This is the same debate we had, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, about Obama. Is he a U.S. citizen? Now we're going, it's the same story, different day. Is he a U.S. citizen? Is she black?
The bottom line, bro,
is, Barack couldn't have been a U.S. senator without being a citizen. She wouldn't be labeled. We know she's black, but you said something that I want to touch on. 1% equals black. That's right. That's what they used to say back in the day. If you're 1% black, you're all black. That's how they treated us back in the day. So what has changed? But I want to raise this question because you brought it up. Because my wife asked me this question today. She said, why are women, and especially black women, so hard on Kamala? And this is not based upon what they used to say about her, some things she did against black. No, they're saying, well, she's too emotional. She's too this. She didn't do this. She didn't do that.
They just finding a reason. They're finding a reason. Oh, her hair is too straight. Oh, she too light. She look better than me. She married to a white man. Oh, she cooked collard greens in the bathtub. Just looking for a reason, bro. Like, let it go. Let it go. But the good thing is, we have an organization that she's a part of, and they bringing more and more and more people in every semester. and we have a lot of astute black women that's going to rally behind her. So it's enough votes with them alone just to kind of like ride this thing out. We know they vote. AKA's
But I
going
would
to vote.
think that
So we got a divine eye.
I would think though, just for optics alone, when we talk about, remember last year, I think we called that the year of the woman, or a few years ago, it's the year of the woman, right? And we've been talking about the progressive movement and women in charge and all that. They had a whole movement, right? I forgot what they called it. Just a whole movement of women in power. But you got women saying, I don't know if she could lead. Most women have had to lead. I'm sending, you go from fighting for equality and all of these things, and now for a woman, especially black woman, you have this opportunity to do something that, of course, has never been done before, and we're not even sure will ever be done again. And you're closer than when the last female president tried to run. You're a lot closer. I'm trying to figure out why that's not celebrated more. That's the part that bothers me. Like, I don't get it. Like, why? Okay, I'm gonna frame it this way. Does Kamala Harris, why she doesn't have this blind loyalty that Trump has? I guess I paint it that way. Like, she's not getting that blind loyalty. Like you said, Trump could say anything and they gonna look. She doesn't have, if she slips up one iota, she's gonna be ridiculed. And I'm trying to figure out why.
Everything we talked about, everything we experienced is a result of the machine, social media, election interference from other countries, propaganda. These are all things that's been like driven into society, and they're not even aware of it. And what that does is it causes collusion. It causes people to start fighting against each other. It causes people not have clear thoughts. All of that stuff is what we really like dealing with. And it was a lot. They just busted the ring. The dude's not getting in trouble, but he was actually recruited from Russia to be an agent to interfere with the election and put out propaganda on our soil. So it's a lot of that going on, and they're just catching up to it. But this is the reason why everybody's so confused, and you don't have that blind loyalty, because everybody got a brain now. Everybody want to think a certain way. Everybody want to be devil's advocate. Everybody want to dissent. And we're going to talk about some other topics when it's going to be the same thing. Anytime a topic comes up, anytime it's a race, anytime you're going to have people over here, you're going to have people over there. We can't never stick together no more. We can't never stick together anymore. Those 400 years that we went through, it's not going to, it causes a huge divide in our race. When we're not educated, then you have people that's educated, some people that are not educated. People don't know what to believe. People know the difference of like say for instance, we could put a meme up right now. Like they put that meme up. I don't want to get ahead of us with the other topic. You could put a meme up and it could be fake, and people are gonna run with it. 100 people think it's real, and it's not, because you could put anything on the internet right now. But that's what we're dealing with.
Man, the internet's so dangerous right now, man. I'm horrified.
It's a scary place, bro. It's very dangerous because a lot of people just don't know how to differentiate the truth from fiction. You could get fact checked in front of the nation and people still don't believe it. So who knows?
That's an interesting question. What about Christian men who claims a woman shouldn't lead? That's been a debate in the Christian world for a while about women leadership. And I've always stated, even from a Christian standpoint, who am I to tell God who he should and should not choose to be a leader? Women are leaders. Your mother, my mother, they were leaders. Women have led. Women can be leaders. Women are strong enough to lead. We have women governors. We have women who lead. I don't have a problem with the woman leading. A lot of people work for women who are their supervisors. Women can lead. I think, and I don't want to sound overly racial, but I think, as you said, we got to understand how, I don't want to say the wrong thing, how this country was formed. This country was formed, and the philosophy of this country was formed on white male dominance. White men didn't care about the color of a woman. They believed in white male dominance. There are white men that don't want white women to be in. It was in the fabric of this country. It was built that way. And for years, women in power has been really fought rigorously not to happen. But guess what? It's happening. And it's happening with somebody who I think if we choose this guy, if this man gets on national TV and say that citizens or people in this country are eating dogs and cats and says it just so, I'm just going to say it, man, with no, I mean, we thought Joe was bad. But you know what? We talked about it, Bean, when the first debate happened. We talked about the fact that Kamala was going to rattle him. He wasn't the same guy as the last debate. I don't think he's going to debate again. I really don't. I think he's not going to be able to handle it. I think she shook him. I think
he's not going to debate. He said that he thought he won. And when you win, when like in a fight, in an MMA fight or a boxing match, when you beat your opponent so bad and they want a rematch, what's the reason to rematch? So he really think he won. No, and he's like, I'm not rematching.
No, that's his way out.
But
that's his way out.
But the thing is, like, I really want to address something because people were like, why did they fact check him and not her? I think they fact checked him on that part of what he was saying because they had been ranting about that on Twitter. His campaign had been ranting on that, targeting a group of immigrants wrongly. Also putting memes and AI graphics with Trump on a cat and an AK saying protect your pets. We already know how left field and how extreme his followers are. So basically you putting targets on these Haitian immigrants' backs. It's nothing funny about this. Like, this is very dangerous rhetoric. So yeah, if I was a media platform, I would probably have fact checked that too, just to prove that wrong. Like, we gotta stop this. If nobody's in control, then everybody's just gonna go crazy. But somebody got to stop it. Somebody had to stop that because they were spewing this for a whole week or more, spewing this and putting those innocent people wrongly, putting those innocent people in danger because we know how crazy his followers are. Listen, and if you're putting, protect your pets, extinguish this, extinguish that, they're going to start doing that.
It's one thing to, as you say, get some numbers off or even slant the truth on accomplishments, but it's another thing to put a target on somebody back and to intentionally mislead the people with the understanding that I have followers that will aggressively go to action.
January 6th.
Yes, I was just about to say, and January 6th proves that. So at some point, we got to fact check certain things for people protection, man.
Like, we stay in South Florida, Fish and Wildlife, they say, it's too many iguanas. You got free reign to hunt the iguanas. Kill them dead. What do? We run out and we shoot iguanas. Trump is saying the Haitian immigrants are killing your cats and dogs. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's no different.
Subliminal messages, man. These subliminal messages. He sent subliminal messages the last debate when he was talking about the Proud Boys. These subliminal messages, man, and we got to be able to hear, not just, I say sometimes we got to understand. I also see and hear with my eye. I'm watching what you're saying. I'm watching how you're saying it. I'm watching the meaning in which you're saying it, because I understand that there are people that are watching you and listening to you. They hear it differently.
Right.
They hear it differently. And when you put it out there and you know they hear it differently, that's why you're trying to put it out there.
Very reckless.
Someone once said earlier
bro.
in the comment section, it's very calculated. And I believe that he is very calculated at times, because he understands, if I put it out there, as crazy as it sounds, if I get it out there, some nut is going to pick it up and start killing people, man. So we're going to see what happens. Man, let's go a little local, man. This has been making the rounds, especially in South Florida. Shout out to the Dolphins. We're going to talk a lot more about the NFL, but one of the star players, Tyreek Hill, along with another player that was with him, Calais Campbell, got arrested, got put in handcuffs Sunday. I want to talk about this for those that may have saw it. He got pulled over for a traffic violation and ended up face down on the ground with his foot, with, somebody's feet on his neck, handcuffed to the pavement. And my question is, was that necessary?
I mean, we all know the answer to that. No, it wasn't necessary. And then it goes into what we say about, when we have these issues, you're going to have people that say, oh, this, that, they're going to be on this side. Then you're going to have the dissenters and the devil's advocates and the complying people and the just behave people and all that. But we're in 2024. We're in 2024. We are black. They have whites. They have different persuasions. We see all the time where white people get to do whatever they want. Survive, run a cop over with a car, kick them, punch them, spit on them, whatever, and they still allowed to see it. But now we can't be on our way to work. On our way to work, outside your job, you get pulled over, you roll the window down, you hand them your license, tell them to do their job, roll the window back up, and it's an issue. There's no law that says I can't do that once I give you my license. But everybody's going to look at it, everybody's going to put all these different variables in it. I mean, but at the end of the day, a common denominator is this guy, Mr. Torres, because this is not the first time he's been in some trouble. It's not the second time. He has a reputation for this. But everybody's going to say, well, the black man didn't comply. He didn't just behave. No, what about all the other black men that Mr. Torres has done this to? At what point does it stop? When are you going to de-escalate? When are you not going to have a bad day to make my day bad? You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to live and I have a whole black man ritual, right? When I get pulled over to survive or go home not arrested. Hands on the steering wheel, window down, ignition off, wallet on the dashboard. Yes, sir, no, sir. I shouldn't have to do that. As long as I'm not assaulting the officer, I can cuss the chick. I can say what the hell I want to say to him. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you is not a crime. You can say whatever you want to say. As long as you don't assault the officer, whatever. Cool. But we are in this situation where we are taught to comply with people that are the same citizens that we are. They just have a job with a badge, and now they supposed to be something superhuman. They're not God, man. They human just like us. When they go clock out, they take that badge off, and they civilians just like we are. So why do we have to bow down and be like, oh, because you say something, whatever? As long as we're not breaking no laws, bro, I don't see the problem. Now, if I'm wrong, whatever. I don't think I'm wrong. That's just opinion. I'm right because the law is law, and that's it. Tyreek didn't break any laws other than speeding, probably, and then everybody's like, "Oh, it was family." No, it's not. It's a crosswalk. It was early. They showed the dash the body cam when he passed by. It wasn't no pedestrian traffic or nothing. It's just he was going faster than what the officer wanted him to be going. Cool. Pull him over, give him a ticket, let him go. But all that throwing him on the ground, what did he do? What's the probable cause to snatch a man out of his car? What is the probable cause? We could scrub the internet right now and have millions of videos of white men with their windows cracked, spewing all kind of laws and what you can and cannot do or whatever. Why can't we do it? And he didn't even say that. He just said, write my ticket so I could go. I'm going to be late. Simple. Now we got politicians coming out. Oh, he should have just behaved a little bit. Man, fuck that, bro. They were wrong. They were over the top. And they figured out they knew they were wrong when the NFL, the head of security for the Dolphins popped up and Rosenhaus popped up. That's when they knew they were wrong. And then they were sitting there like, oh, with the uh-oh face. Nah, man, it's what like he said, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill?
Right.
If it was Torian Bean, I'll be going to jail because Mr. Torres wants to prove a point. He want to be macho. Oh, you going to jail because you didn't follow my instructions. Now you going to jail for resisting arrest without violence. Look at the mugshots on the rap sheets of all these people that go to jail for resisting arrest without violence. That's what they're going to jail for, because somebody's ego was played with. Not because they committed a crime, because somebody's ego was played with. And that's bullshit, bro. In 2024, if somebody sitting here saying, oh, all you had to do is behave, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit.
Here's my stance. I'm going to say, yes, I understand why officers desire to do what they do. And what I mean by desire to do what they do, I understand why if you roll up to somebody with some tents, you want the windows down, you're trying to protect yourself. I can understand that. I can understand you never know when a traffic stop is going to be your last day. For most police officers, especially highway patrolmen, a lot of those things end in disaster. I'm with the officer thus far. However, once there is no threat, or even after, as you said in other situations, a threat has been neutralized. If there was a perceived threat and that threat is no longer valid, now I have an issue with why you escalate the situation.
Right.
Because once you see he don't have a weapon, even if you feel like you got to drag him out of the car to make sure he doesn't have a weapon. Once he's out of the car, even if you put him in handcuffs, you don't have to face him down on the concrete. You don't have to put your foot on his back. You don't have to go arrest somebody else just because they are asking you questions and you pissed off because they are asking questions as well. That's the issue that I have. The issue that I have is these things get taken too far, and they seem to always get taken too far with certain people.
Right.
I'm all for safety. I tell everybody, my father was a cop. I got friends. I love police. I would never not like police in general. There's certain policemen I don't care for, but the actual department or the functionality of a police, I like that. We need them. The problem is when these guys take it too far and we start to see that this only happens, and I try to tell people that becomes the frustration because these types of events seem to only happen to certain people. And the only people that may get let off without, as you said, dying or maybe going to jail are people who, from a economical or influential standpoint, that's because of that. If he was Tyreek Jones,
yeah, he would have been.
We don't know what it was
arrested for resisting arrest without violence.
And at some point,
Crazy.
unless I'm not gonna assume that just because you're a guy, you know who he is. But at some point, you got to ask yourself this question. Let's just be honest. Do I want this smoke? I gotta know at some point. Do I want to escalate to the point that it's gonna go viral and be all over the world? Because that's what's about to happen. Is it that serious? You got to ask yourself this question, man. Maybe I'm crazy. I think you just got to ask yourself this question, man. Okay, I just became a butthole to an NFL superstar.
Right.
Even if unless he didn't know that, if he knew that and decided to continue to do he's just an idiot. Because it's not going to work out well for you. It's going to be too much pressure. It's going to be too much pressure. The weight of the NFL, as you said, the weight of the Miami Dolphins is going to be too much pressure. I'd rather say, man, take this ticket, have a nice day, than to go viral over something that wasn't life-threatening. The only thing he did was go too fast. He didn't hit anybody. He didn't cause any bodily harm. Man, I just got to take that on the chin, man. You got to sometimes say, this ain't going to work out well for me. Go try that on somebody else. But it ain't going to work out well for two NFL, not one, but two NFL players. That's not going to work out well for you, man.
It's crazy because it's like you have a
not over no traffic ticket, man. Not over no traffic ticket.
You got the actions of an individual now that he did what he did. It kind of strains the relationship between two organizations, or a municipality and an organization, a police department and an organization. Just because one bad apple decided that he wanted to not de-escalate a situation. So now you got Stephen Ross, you got $1 billion organization with the Dolphins. You have one of their per se vendors in Metro-Dade Police Department who is probably upwards of 400 police officers that works a game on any given Sunday.
They're getting a lot of money to work them games.
They're getting a lot of money. So you strain that. So, it's going to be repercussions some way. You got a director that came out and said that put him on administrative leave. Then you have commissioners that's coming out and they're taking their sides. So now they're putting everybody at odds. You got the mayor who has her stance. And now it just creates a whole bunch of confusion because of one person's ego. That's all it is. That's where we at.
Iced tea storm that was created. And a lot
because of one person's ego.
Because a lot of people, like you said, man, those contracts that basically provide security at the game. I remember a few years ago where those guys wanted, I forgot which department it was, decided they wasn't I think it was because of the kneeling. I'm pretty sure it was because of that they didn't want to do security anymore. How long did that last? That didn't last that long, bro. Because they realized, well, the Dolphins could go and pay anybody to do this job. It doesn't have to be Miami-Dade County. They gonna get somebody in West Palm Beach to do the job. That didn't last too long.
They could create their own police force. He has that much money. He could create his own police force. He could create
the own police force just for all his events.
Right. So yeah.
And we'll call the police if it because it don't have to be police officers. We just so you're right. There's a lot of money, man. The NFL is not $1 billion industry for nothing. A lot of money gets paid to these departments, and you just got wars because if the mayor comes out and say something about the police department, now they mad at the mayor, and now they don't want to support the mayor, so it's just a lot of stuff, man. And I'm sure some way in the back office where there are no cameras or microphones, they're telling him, dude, was it that serious?
I mean, they've told him that before, but obviously he's one of those jackass cops. So hopefully he enjoys his new detail.
Once you realize who you was messing with, bro, that was enough to say, man, again, if he's not doing anything, if he didn't kill we're not saying I'm not even saying let him go without a ticket. Get a man his ticket, cuss him out if you choose to, but don't do what you did. Now your face all over CNN. You done been made famous for all the wrong reasons, man, and that just makes no sense to me.
We have friends. We have friends that are police officers. We have classmates that are police officers. So like in any organization dealing with humans, you got good apples and bad apples, and it's just a lot of bad apples because all of my classmates they were frowned upon that. They frowned upon the whole situation.
Yeah, that's why I hate, man. Is that line of work? I feel like that as pastor, man. Like you see a pastor on the news, and shoot, they all fall in the same category. Like all of them corrupt, all of them whatever, all of them crazy. So it's one of those professions that unfortunately most times they don't get even recognized until something like this happens. That's why you just do your job, man. Pick your battles. That's all I would say. Pick your battle. That wasn't a smart battle to pick. Cause now you famous, bro. You famous.
He's famous, and like I say, everything happens for a reason. You in the faith works. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe this is what was needed to get Torres' ass off the streets from bothering everybody. So hopefully he can enjoy his new detail.
And they say he got caught in 4K. Then what they say he got caught in 4K.
Right. Hopefully he can enjoy his new detail, which is somewhere down in the Everglades, watching alligators or something. He don't need to be around people. He's not a people person.
If he gets
he's not a people
job.
person. He should be getting coffee for the director. That's what he should be doing. Keep his salary, get coffee for the director. And yes, director, no director. Is your cup full? And let him do that. Just keep his salary, and then everybody will be good.
Yeah, he might be infamous. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's infamous. He's definitely infamous. He's not famous.
You're right.
So you could go viral in one or two ways: a good way or a bad way.
That is true.
He went in a bad way, and it wasn't an hour. It wasn't 5 minutes. Bro, dude was plastered across social media in 3 minutes, and his different videos kept coming out. And as the videos came out, he got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then it's bro, seriously? Even before we seen the interaction, it was what? Then when we seen the interaction, he ain't really cursed. He said, "Why y'all knocking on my damn window like that?" Right. Which I probably would have said that too. You knocking on my McLaren window? Them shits ain't expensive. This shit's very expensive.
You were driving
banging on the window,
automobile, man.
Right? Come on, don't be banging on my window like that. Then I hand you my license. Shit, you done? All right, it's hot. I want my AC piping. I'm gonna roll my window back up. Cool. That's it. Go write the ticket, boss man. Nah. Because I played JV. I was a JV, ball player, and I want to prove my point. Can't even speak proper English. You listen to me. You're confused. Shut up, man. Going on, bro.
Well, he did all that going. He did all that going to the game. We won't even talk about the infamous or famous celebration he did. That's gonna go down in the history, man.
And CBS cut it off. Thank God. Thankful for viral video because we didn't see it live. They cut it off because I was waiting for it. I wanted to see, and then when I was like, "Yep, he did exactly what I thought he was gonna do."
Yeah,
good one. But
that's
just think of it the last thing on this. People was like, "Oh, the Dolphins started out slow." You know how traumatizing it is to have your teammate and yourself. It was 3 players involved in that. What people don't realize, it was him, Calais Campbell, and Jonnu Smith, and Odell Beckham was sitting there watching it too. So when they got in the locker room, they were like, "Hey man, these man just got arrested." That's traumatizing to any kind of organization, especially a close knit team. They still this is wild. I was just on the ground with a knee in my back.
It definitely humanizes the players. A lot of times we look at these athletes, especially football players. I think football players are the most dehumanized people because it's you don't see their faces, right? They just people with helmets and shoulder pads on. some people don't even recognize players when they don't have that on because you just used to seeing their jersey. So it made them human. And so for them to come out, you make an interesting point talking about the NFL, for them to come out flat. Well, some could say flat. You can understand it. Because
Right.
anybody who's dealt with that, your mind is just off the game. And you just talking about it. That's what you would do at your own job. This is their job. They would go to work and they would spend the first half of the morning, man, y'all believe what just happened, man? Boy, he telling his side, he telling his side.
A very
and
human
they got
thing
a
to
game
do.
to play, but they're
Right.
human. So they said Tua got in the locker room, gave his speech, probably, rallied the troops, and they came back and they did what they had to do. So, shout out to the Dolphins, man, for, NFL, and we're starting to see this in college too. NFL is not college, man. I don't care how bad you think a team is. A win in the NFL is a win.
Right.
I celebrate that. I'm a Saints fan, and people, oh man, you just played the Panthers. Well, the Panthers beat the Saints last year. Whenever you can win a game in the NFL, it's a win.
By 1 or 20, it's a win.
A comeback win. Oh, they wouldn't have won without this. The defense had to do this. The defense, it's a lot of money being spent on that defense. Now, I ain't gonna talk about.
I'll say this, it's not just at the NFL, any level. A win is a win, man. Like, you just want to win. You just don't lose. Like, don't lose.
I mean, they try to measure up competition. Oh, the Jaguars. Hey, man. Hey, don't forget, that was Trevor Lawrence, the can't miss prospect, the number one pick, supposed to be the best quarterback coming out since John Elway. He supposed to be good over there. The Jaguars made the playoffs last year. That's a quality win. Yes, they had to come back. So. Yes, the defense had to make a play. But, hey, you got to play on both sides of the ball. Offense ain't the only person that can make a play.
At the end of the day, we 1-0. We well on our way. We still able to have an undefeated season. So forget what anybody say. We 1-0.
well, tomorrow might be a little, but I celebrate the Dolphins, man. I root for the Dolphins. I really do. I root for the Dolphins. I watched the whole game. I delayed my trip to Orlando because I wanted to watch the whole game. I like what I saw. I always say McDaniels, he changed in the second half a little bit. I think he kind of out-coaches himself sometimes. He don't run like he should run. When he started running on those short distance, that changed the perception of the game. So I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that. I really am. Now, I question some of these teams because, people get enlarged, and I'm like, okay, y'all talk about the Dolphins. They was looking to kill Tua if he had a loss, but he won. But look at some other teams that lost that was supposed to win. I mean, the Jets took a beat down in San Fran. They got beat down. Like
right. Well, their defense just folded. Offensively, they was pressing like, but their defense folded because they have a cheat code at quarterback. So I'll get into that one. My two takeaways from the beginning of the NFL. But yeah, I think they.
But what's the cheat code?
The quarterback.
Who? Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
They only scored 19 points.
He's a cheat code. I don't care what you say. He don't play defense. He's a cheat code. You see how easy it was scoring those points though? How he was placing the ball like. Quarterback position on the field. This is one of my first takeaway from the NFL. The quarterback position at any level of football is the most important position on the field. It makes or breaks your team. And I just say I didn't say unit. I said position.
Okay.
Position.
Okay. I agree with you, but this on the subject, but off the NFL. So why when now this gonna cut you.
Shut
So
up.
why
'Cause
when?
I'm saying the same thing. We saying the same thing. I know what you about to say.
What I'm about to say?
I know what you about to say. Yes, Miami has the better quarterback, bro. I get it. has the better quarterback. Yes.
No.
I get it.
That's not what I'm about to say.
What
I'm
you about to
say is why when the selection committee looked at Florida State when they lost the quarterback and says there's no way they're going to be good anymore.
Because our defense was too good. Our defense was too good. Our defense was winning games for us. We could have still did what we were undefeated. That's not a good example.
Yes,
we were undefeated. No, it's not.
Because you only won one game against a bad team without your quarterback.
We won though. We still were undefeated.
But you said
we were ACC champs
for one game. They were good for one game.
Bro, no, they wasn't. They were good for 2 or 3 games after he got hurt. What are you talking about?
Well, 2 games. Don't say 3. Y'all played 3.
Oh my gosh, bro.
But what I'm saying is the selection committee actually agreed with your assessment.
No, that's cool. But that's not a reason to leave us out. As undefeated teams, you were asked to go undefeated. I
know it stretches between 2 seasons, but you ain't won a game since Travis.
That's cool, and which makes up my point. My point exactly.
I just thought I would throw that out there since you said that. I do agree. I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that. But the point of the matter is,
My second takeaway from the NFL. These tackles in the NFL stand no chance against these defensive ends. Oh my God. They are just so much better than them, and it's like they just dare. These dudes doing whatever they want to do. And they got motors, they dog. Like the defensive end play in the NFL right now is stellar. That's what I noticed from week 1. Stellar defensive end play. His quarterback is sitting ducks back there.
So why did they put the offensive lineman at a deep disadvantage by calling all these penalties illegal formation when these guys got to get an extra step or they gotta be able to get off the line?
Hey, I don't care if they back 2 yards. It still ain't gonna make a difference. These dudes are good, man. Good. They are really it's nothing that these tackles can do. You know what I'm saying? They were getting beat like a drum. Like it was nothing they can do. I don't care how much they poke. I don't care how much they skip, step, whatever they want to do. Ain't nothing they can do. These guys are coming with bad intentions, and they are way better than them. And they're coming forward, and these guys are going back, and they're at a disadvantage. It's just we got to figure out some other way.
Baltimore tried, and they still couldn't protect Lamar. I mean, they had that boy. That boy was running for his life back there, man. I hate the fact that he missed the throw that could have won the game. But the truth of the matter is, that man he did everything but say, I see 2 people. That boy was taking
He missed that touchdown.
Man.
He missed that touchdown, and that wide receiver had wore the other Nike cleats. If he wore the Vapor Untouchable cleats, that would have been a touchdown. But he decided to wear those long-toed Deion Sanders shoes, and the man at the Kansas City Stadium made a fat line at the back of the end zone. Instead, you could see it was an extra inch on the line. If it wasn't that would have been a touchdown. So those 2 people were the reason that wasn't a touchdown.
Well, I know you talk about the last throw. I'm talking about the throw before that one.
Yeah, he missed that. He just totally missed that. But that happens though. When you're moving, you got 2 people moving. Like that happens.
And he's a member of my church, man. So I was sad about that. I tell him all the time, bro, you too little, man. The man can't see you, bro. I said, you got to understand, man. Lamar can't see you, bro. You got to ask them, can you wear a different color jersey, man? The man ain't want to say on national TV he ain't see your little behind, but he got. But yeah, man. But you're right. Now, my takeaway from it is that kickoff is trash.
Yeah,
That kickoff is
I still don't even understand.
I don't understand the fact that they basically got to draw it out every time they kick it off. It really looks like something that I'm like, what room did they sit in and say, okay, let's do it this way? And that won. Like, okay, let's everybody come together. We're going to be still. It's going to be more kickoff returns for touchdowns than ever before. I guarantee you Devin Hester rolling over in his grave right now. He's saying, boy, if I had this kick, y'all think I made the Hall, I would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer with this kick-up lineup. Because anybody with some speed, all you got to do is miss one tackle, and you gone. Yeah, I think that's going to be like that pass interference challenge. I think that's going to be one and done. Because that makes no sense.
Yeah.
That don't make any sense. Something else, we might talk about this last. May not get to school shooting. I wanted to talk about that. But talk about football, the halftime show. You know, I hear you say this all the time. We always find something to talk about or to get mad about. So now,
fake mad. Everybody be fake mad. Fake mad about everything.
Fake mad about the halftime show. Kendrick Lamar. Everybody dogging the NFL, Jay-Z, all that. It came out today that the NFL or Jay-Z doesn't actually pick who's gonna perform. Their job is to give the host committee a list of names, and they get to pick who's gonna perform. And you know, everybody's saying they wanted Lil Wayne to perform. Everybody mad about that. We haven't seen the list, but some have suggested that Lil Wayne was actually on the list. But the host committee, which makes sense to me, the host committee picks who they want to do the halftime show. But it just really goes back to the question, why are we always mad about something? Juvenile made a statement. You know, Louisiana, we talked about Louisiana a few weeks ago, right? It's been hot in Louisiana. First it was not Baton Rouge. What was other time in Louisiana? That 50 Cent did stuff for. Now this, man, it's just always something to be mad about. We just always mad about something, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, man. I think it's when you have things to be hopeful for, and you're miserable. It's inflation. It's all like it's a lot of things to be like. People really depressed, and they don't even realize it. Like, we all going through stuff, bro. Like I said it the other day, it's funny to see people have everything and still be unhappy. And it was a loaded post that I made. But it's just like, you could look at people, you see like they may be enjoying life, but it's still like you can see like something missing. Like, oh, yeah, I got all this, but the dude I like, he probably cheating on me. It's always something not to be happy about. And it makes you think, people's like, well, you could never have everything, which is true. And it makes you question yourself, what is enough? When is enough enough? What is enough to be happy? Why are we always striving to have this and have that when God told us to just be happy with what you have? But, you know, we just find a way to be upset and fake mad about everything. Like, what if they didn't announce who was performing at the Super Bowl? Then we would be just going about our regular life, and there wouldn't be nothing. But we just find a way to be unhappy about things. So it's just interesting. Like, one of those things I say, I'll be like, say I'm a people reader and just watching people. It's like, this is good stuff, man. I wish I was in school in sociology and like in my social problems class, because I could write some great papers right about now with this society that we in. Oh my God, I would have like a triple A on every paper. It'd be so good.
Well, that's a good way to end the show, man. Being happy. Just be happy.
Be happy. Just be happy.
Be happy.
Be happy. God wants us to be happy. He tells us this in all the scriptures. Be happy.
Yeah, you.
I know that much. I'm the Ain't, and I know that much.
And y'all ain't happy. Yeah, y'all ain't happy about life. Be happy, man. I like that. I like that, man. Find some happiness. Find it. Sometimes you gotta look hard, gotta dig deep, but find it. Be happy. Enjoy life. I live by that motto now, man. You gotta enjoy life. Life is too short. People around us falling, man. R.I.P. to James Earl Jones and Frankie Beverly. You know, some of our heroes we grew up listening to, watching. People are dropping, man. People are dying. Young and old, black and white, rich or poor.
Right.
Enjoy what you have. If you don't like what you have, it was within your power to change it, change it. If not, man, roll with the punches. And that's a good way to end the show, man. Y'all ain't happy. Get happy. If you get happy about your life, you'll probably not be so miserable about other people's life.
Big facts.
So, we're going to try this again next Monday. Next Monday, we're going to be back to our regularly scheduled program. So, if you watch this on the front end, back end, like, share, let us know you enjoyed the show. We'll talk more about what's going on, a lot more we didn't necessarily get to. We'll talk more about that. It'll be week 2. I think Florida State will have a victory by the time we come back. I think that's inevitable. So, we'll be able to talk.
You got more faith than me.
Well, we shall see. We shall see. Let's hope. Because I don't know if my co-host going to make the show if they don't win this week. My God.
No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm going perfectly fine. You know, I haven't gotten a haircut. Hopefully tomorrow night I can get me a haircut. You know, I have a ritual. I only get haircuts when we win. So we didn't win last week. And tomorrow we have a game, and hopefully we win. And Friday I can get a haircut.
All right. Well, if we see you woofing, then we'll know why.
Right.
We'll know why. Until we see each other again, y'all be happy, man. Have a great rest of your week. It's the middle of the week. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next Monday. I won't say same time. We'll see you next Monday at 8 o'clock. Peace. We are out of here.